All right, we're continuing on our digital platforms here, and we are tracking a supercell thunderstorm making its way to the south. Any updates on that, Caleb?
No reports lately with this. We had those pictures back from Cranfield's Gap that was roughly 2-inch hail. This has passed over some populated places like McGregor and Oglesby, and nothing really so far in terms of reports, which is good news, but we don't want to let our guard down, of course, as this definitely looks to be still in that potential of some very strong winds and some hail as well. We do have, in addition to that storm out to the east, Riesel had a report of quarter-size hail a little bit longer ago, as of course we do have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in the area at this time.
All right, so this is the storm moving into northern parts of Bell County. Folks in the Temple area, you're about to get a good gust of wind. The outflow boundary is right on top of you. It's going to already switch to the north, which tells us that more than likely this is not going to be tornadic. Now, we did have this swirling back in right here, so we'll watch just southwest of Bruceville Eddy, but it looks like that's even a little bit behind the boundary. So as of right now, mainly a wind threat with this thunderstorm as it continues down to the south. 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, could be a little hail core as well, just north of Moody between there and McGregor there on 317. There's your high winds extending from near Moody, could be up to closest to 60 to 70 miles per hour. New severe thunderstorm warning?
We just got one somewhere. I think that's from the Austin office. Let me double check that. Yeah, Burnett County. We just have one that came up for Burnett County.
Okay, and Bell County's now under the warning too.
Right, that one came out about 8 minutes ago. That new box you see there, let's pop that up here just to get you some details on that. Not that one, we want this particular warning here. That's going to run until 8 o'clock. They have it for, again, some at least quarter-size hail potential, and we could at minimum see some 60 mile per hour wind gusts, but we could be seeing something greater than that given what we're seeing here on radar.
All right, so again, this is getting closer to the radar side as well, and we're still seeing this peg up to close to 70 miles per hour. So 60 to 70 mile per hour winds right there on the southern tip of McLennan County, moving right into Bell County. Folks around Troy, this is going to be close to you, Bruceville Eddy, and then down toward the Temple area, could see some strong winds, especially on the north side of town as that outflow boundary just about to move into you. And I'm sure those clouds look pretty mean off to the north as well. You saw Josh's shot. Let's go back to Josh's shot if we can. And Josh, well, you're moving back down Highway 7, but it does appear that, again, pretty mean looking storm, but nothing that's showing rotation as of now.
You're cutting out just a bit. We're taking 7 back over to the east now towards Bruceville Eddy. I'm having a little bit of cell issue here in my earpiece to hear from you. But we're taking 7 back east to Bruceville Eddy. We're either going to head south on 35 or east on 7 a little bit more.
All right. Yeah, probably going a little farther east down over towards 77 would probably do you best on this one. It'll keep you out in front of this thunderstorm as it works its way off toward the southeast. As we go back to the radar, there's some locations for you. It looks like Lake Belton High School here in the next couple of minutes. Temple High School about 7:07. Of course, that's right in the middle of Temple as well, about 7:10. And then it continues down toward Academy and Rogers after 7:30 this evening. But again, some very strong winds associated with this thunderstorm. Possibility of quarter-size hail, maybe slightly larger as well as it works its way to the south. Let's look at our hail indicator on this one. Yeah, looks like southwest of Lorena as you head west of Bruceville Eddy. Looks right here, $half size hail, maybe slightly larger than that. At times, this will continue to make its way down toward Troy and western parts of Falls County as well. So that's where we have our severe thunderstorm warning. And we do have that hail core that's on the east side of Waco right now as well. Looks like a new cell has popped up here just on the east side of Waco between Riesel and Waco. And that one is making its way off toward the southeast. Could be seeing at least some hail, pocket change size hail with that as it's about to cross Highway 6 there. Then a big one here east of Highway 6 in northern parts of Falls County. This is moving toward Cossie and southwestern parts of Limestone County. So that could be up to golf ball size hail with this. Moving toward the Cossie area. Now it looks like some hail in and around Groesbeck, especially on the south side of town. That will continue to work its way off toward the southeast as well. So Groesbeck to Thornton to Cossie. Looks like you're in the thick of things here for the next 20 minutes or so. Then it will continue down to the southeast from there. And looks like northern parts of Robertson County could be impacted by this thunderstorm if it can hold its own, probably just east of Bremond across rural sections of northern Robertson County. Wouldn't be surprised to get another warning here pretty soon for southeastern and eastern parts of Falls County, southern Limestone, and into Robertson County, maybe clipping part of Leon as well. But that's definitely a supercell thunderstorm, definitely has that classic look right here. So we are seeing that make its way down toward the south, up to the north, again, near Coolidge. We do have a pretty good little pocket there that has formed, and that could be containing some hail. Probably, looks like it's worn now. And that's the old thunderstorm that we had that moved out of the Itasca area, producing baseball to softball size hail. This is what's left of it here. Still could be some half-dollar size hail, just probably north of Coolidge, and that's working its way off to the southeast. This one's kind of losing its energy. It's getting behind the other thunderstorms now and behind the main boundary. So it looks like this one will slowly start to come down, but from Wortham to Mexia, we may see a little of that hail here on Highway 14 as it works off toward the southeast. So broadening her horizons here. There's your main activity. Yes, it's raining in Waco, but I think we avoided the hail in Waco. Killeen, probably not going to see too much. You may see a little rain. You're seeing some gusty winds right now come out of the north, but it does appear that the main thunderstorm is going to be across northern and far eastern parts of Bell County, moving over into Falls County. And again, that's an interesting little signature there. Let's go back to Josh. Josh, look back to your west a little bit, and if you can, tell us what you see when you get a chance to do that, because it looks like there's definitely an interesting intersection there right near I-35, right near Troy right now, as that continues to work its way off. So I don't know if he can hear us now or not.
I'm trying to look west. I got a line of trees that's blocking me right now.
All right, he has some trees blocking him again. He's trying to get over toward I-35 and then eventually down toward the south. But again, looks like, let's go to velocities on that just to check it out. And again, nothing that looks like it's indicating any spin, but we do have lots of wind here on the backside moving into Troy. So again, 50, 60, maybe a gust up to 70 miles per hour possible. West side of Bruceville Eddy, west side of Troy right now, indicating 60 to 70 mile per hour winds with this thunderstorm as it continues to work its way across northern parts of Bell County. So could get a little wind damage here, and that's going to be coming out of the northwest, and it's going to cross right over I-35. So as it crosses I-35, that's where we will hopefully not see any damage associated with that, but definitely some potential as that's going to be moving east of 35. And there's Josh with our shot now. Let's go to Josh. Josh, where are you looking and what do you see?
So we're looking towards the south of Eddy. I'm on Highway 7 just to the east of Eddy, but we're looking kind of cat-a-corner across 7 to the south and the southwest. I mean, you can see a lot of motion in there. You can see a little bit of a lowering in the center of the screen. I can't tell if it's spinning. And then on this backside, you see a lot of rising motion up into that. So this would be looking the direction that you need to. But I don't see anything that's definite right now. But that does kind of pique my interest there down at the bottom of the screen, if you can see that, Matt.
Right, Hannah, if you could turn up the speaker in here just a little bit, that'd be great, because we didn't hear the last part of what he said. But you can see that we do have, again, that's pretty close to the ground. It's not tornadic as of right now. It's a lot of wind coming out of the thunderstorm, but definitely looks very ominous there on our storm Wrangler. And again, this is looking back toward the west, toward I-35 in the Troy area, and definitely an ominous looking cloud. You can see how fast the clouds are moving as well. So that's probably indicative of some very strong winds as this continues across parts of northern Bell County and western parts of Falls. So we are looking at closely. We'll follow that. That's the main updraft here. Then you get all the rain and wind that's going to be following it over here. So as that makes its way off toward the southeast, we're going to be seeing all that wall of water continuing to make its way off to the southeast as well. And that's going to be affecting you folks in the Marlin area eventually. Looks like you'll probably be in between the worst of the cores, one core to your east. This one will probably stay just off to your west, but western parts of Falls, as you go down toward Rosebud, this will be moving your way. You'll see some heavy rain as well. and that's going to be right along Highway 77 as that works its way off toward the southeast. So again, couple supercell thunderstorms here right now. Looks like the strongest one is coming out of McLennan County into parts of Bell and Falls, and then we do have this one eastern parts of Falls County and now moving down toward Cossie. Thornton, you're in the middle of it right now. Cossie, you're about to get into it, and that could be some pretty sizable hail there with a hail core right there on the Limestone and Falls County line. That will continue to make its way off toward the southeast.
They're just doing some trimming up of these warnings that are present right now. They're going to continue the severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Bell and Falls and McLennan County, which is going to be this box right here. Let me see if I can highlight that for you. It should be, let me zoom in, should be this guy right here that should pop up. That's what they just trimmed. They're going to let it go until 8 o'clock, continuing to indicate at least some half-dollar size hail and winds of 60 miles per hour, although I would imagine there's some potential for higher gusts just based on what we're seeing, in addition to, of course, some heavy rain and lightning. Haven't had a whole lot of reports of hail or wind, which is good. The last thing I heard was dime size in McGregor, and that was back at 6:59. So not the largest stuff that came through McGregor, which is good news. We had some small hail in Mart, just real small stones there in Mart at the top of the hour. And aside from that, have not heard a whole lot. That's a trend we'd like to have continue. So we'll keep an eye on it. Of course, if we have anything coming down on the feeds, we'll let you know. In addition, Limestone County Emergency Management on ham radio indicating that multiple streets have flooded in Groesbeck. Not surprising, given the lots of heavy rain that has been coming down in that area, as those storms have been almost stationary over that region. We'll go ahead and loop this over the past 30 minutes. You can see how lots of heavy rain has been sitting over Groesbeck for a while. Now, you still have a severe thunderstorm warning for that location as well, although it does look like the strongest hail is going to be, I'd say to your southwest as we get the hail tracker going here. This is going to be coming up and down with time. That's to be expected. You see the colors kind of fluctuating here, but some large hail could be working its way into Cossie here soon. From a radar standpoint, we could be seeing golf ball size hail, ping pong ball size hail coming into the Cossie area and areas along Highway 7 just to the west of Cossie. So be indoors as that one comes through. And we also want to watch the wind threat, which is going to be over Troy right now. Now, I know this looks suspicious. It's a supercell with a hook echo on it, not a tornadic situation. It doesn't really have access to the warm, humid air at the surface right now, and we know that because we can see the outflow boundaries actually indicated on radar here in these thin green lines. That's the cool outflow that has escaped these thunderstorms. So you can see that the mesocyclone here, the updraft located where the hook is behind the outflow boundary. So at least at surface level, it doesn't have access to all the super humid air that it would want to produce a tornado. So until that changes, it doesn't really look like this is going to be a tornado threat, but certainly a strong wind threat, because around that core and that hook that you see, we've continued to notice some very strong wind gusts. Fortunately, the brightest colors over the past 5 to 8 minutes have been disappearing. So this still looks to be strong winds over Troy at the moment, but perhaps less in the way of 70-mile-per-hour winds and maybe some 55 to 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into Troy and crossing I-35 at this time. So don't be headed out traveling that way, because things are going to be, again, still quite potent and windy with that storm in the Troy vicinity working its way towards Bell Falls and into the north side of Temple. Additional reports coming in now. We have golf ball size hail from Groesbeck Fire Department. I don't believe that's in the city, though. That's on Farm to Market 2489. So, of course, we might have to do a little hunting to see where that is. But Farm to Market Road 2489 from the Groesbeck Fire Department, golf ball size hail. That's a very recent report, in addition to lots and lots of lightning that is in that area. Lots of lightning with that. Also highly concentrated lightning between Mart and Waco, and a pretty electric storm now near Bruceville Eddy. But the windiest part of the storm is near Troy right now, in addition to what is likely still some hail falling in that storm, with, again, some values that don't seem to want to disappear. Latest indications between Bruceville Eddy and Troy could be of the golf ball variety. So these storms are going to continue to do their thing, and probably will for the next couple hours as they mosey on down to the south.
Yeah, so between Bruceville Eddy and Troy, right there, far northern parts of Bell County, right where Bell and Falls come together, looks like that we could be seeing that potential for some golf ball size hail. That's crossing the interstate right now. Then that will continue to work its way over into western parts of Falls County. So folks around Lott, it looks like that will be possibly moving your way and then down into the Rosebud area as well. So again, that's what we're going to be tracking very closely as the supercell storm continues down to the southeast. It will work its way into western parts of Falls County here. Far eastern parts of Bell, looks like that this cell itself is likely going to miss Temple, but you are still getting the winds out of the north on the backside of this. So still some gusty winds, but probably staying just below severe levels for you. And this is mainly going to have the thrust right along the Bell and Falls County line and then continuing down toward the Rosebud area. So folks in Rosebud, giving you a heads up here, possible golf ball size hail moving your way. And we also have this moving down Highway 36, more rain back here. That one will likely get to Temple, but that one is not severe and it's well behind the boundary. So we don't have to worry about anything too bad with that thunderstorm as of right now. As this boundary continues to haul to the south, that's pretty much going to take away your severe weather threat in Killeen and then farther down to the south. So western parts of Bell County, you've escaped a large hail event, and that's not a bad thing. We've filled up the lakes, so it does appear that hopefully we can keep this over mainly very rural sections of eastern Bell into western parts of Falls. And again, we had the reports of golf ball size hail near Groesbeck. That storm continues down toward the southeast, and folks in the Cossie area, this one is heading your way, so we may be seeing this core get very close to you as it works its way off toward the southeast. Then eventually down into Robertson County, probably east of Bremond, going there and getting into western parts of Leon. Of course, the Navasota River is already full. We already have flood warnings in effect, and guess what? Some of this is going to be falling in the Navasota River Basin once again, so that means we'll likely see a few rises tonight along the Navasota River as that continues down toward the southeast. Brazos River as well, as they are trying to let a little bit of water out here from the northwest. But again, with some heavier rains earlier, that will be going into Lake Waco, so we may see another rise there. Stillhouse Hollow, probably not going to be seeing this. Belton, just on the north side of the lake, may see a little bit of a rise there, but thankfully the heavier of the rain is pushing off to the east. A couple of thunderstorms behind the boundary north of Lampasas. Those aren't severe. Also west of Lampasas, these will continue to work their way off toward the southeast. So we may see these get closer to Cove and Killeen from the west, but again, they're well behind the boundary, so hopefully they will stay tame for us. Then we have our southern Burnett County storm, and that one near Horseshoe Bay. That one will continue to work its way down toward Johnson City. That was the tornadic storm earlier, but it does appear that that one is starting to fall apart, at least severe weather-wise for tornadic winds. Now, just a severe thunderstorm warning there across southern parts of Burnett County. So again, on the whole, we have all these making their way off toward the southeast. Again, Temple looks like you're going to miss the worst part of this. Groesbeck, you're on the backside now. This continuing to make its way toward Cossie as well. So we're going to continue to track these thunderstorms. Going to take a brief break here online. We will come back when these start to approach a little farther down toward the southeast. Again, around Cossie, maybe some golf ball size hail moving your way. We will continue to track this closely. Keep it here and we'll keep you advised.